Hi everybody, this is Jessica. I'm taking my dogs for a walk right now, and I thought this would be a good chance to show how I work on things like pulling and barking, which are both issues that we're working through right now. I've got both my dogs on leashes. They're kind of tied together a little bit. Don't do this unless you're used to doing it. I normally have a little coupler that I use to connect them, and I cannot find it today. So this is what we're doing. I also have this handy dandy device. This is called a stop woofer. What this does, it just puts out a like an ultrasonic tone. It doesn't hurt the dog. It's just a distracting tone that they hear. And what I will do is I will tell them to be quiet, and if they aren't, I will first give them an audible signal. And if they continue, I will hit this button to distract them from the barking behavior. As like Naga's trying to whine right now, so you know, I would normally go through that process, and then I would hit this button to make the supersonic tone, which just startles them out. It doesn't do any damage to them. As you can see, like, it just makes them look. You see that look Spiral gave me? Like, what was that? That was a thing. Yes, that was a thing. Off. Go girls. So I like this. It's very discreet. It doesn't cause pain, and it's just very easy to use. So let's get started here. I don't normally go on walks in public, by the way, but I'm doing this specifically because I want to work on this issue with her. So, you know, Spyro is barking right now. There's a baby over there. We don't want her to bark. Spyro, sit. Good girl. Look. Yes. Good girl. Yes. That was good. Yes. Good girl. All right. So, a lot of people talk about their dogs pulling. My argument to this is a dog can only pull if you let it. A dog can only pull you down a path if you continue walking down the path. The easiest and simplest thing you can do is simply stop walking. This works regardless of whether you're in a harness or a collar of whatever kind. I happen to be using martingale collars today, off. But this will work in anything, because the general idea is they just have to learn that you don't get to go anywhere if you pull. Quiet. Good. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. See, they pulled. I'm just gonna stop. You guys want to get back where you go? Hey, come here. Let's go. Just stop. They'll stop in a minute. Yes. Now go. Get back over here. See, I just reset them once they stop pulling, and we try again. You notice I'm not making it very far. This is a really new environment for them. We don't go to the park. This isn't a thing they get to do very often, so this is very distracting. I live on a farm, so, you know, going for walks in public is not something we get to do unless we're at shows. So this is going to be a challenge for them. Let's go, guys. Now, I'll also do sort of proactive stops to see whether they're paying attention. If I stop, they should stop. If they don't stop, they're going to hit the end of the leash. Let's go. Good. And they learn, you know, pretty quick that if they pull, we're just not going to go anywhere. Now, notice that this is what we're trying to do here is what I call loose leash walking. This is not heeling. Heeling is a very specific thing. Heeling involves being directly at my side, looking up at me in a very, very exact position. As long as they're not pulling my arm, I'm not going to correct them. She can go over here and sniff. That's fine. As long as she doesn't pull me. When she starts to pull, I just stay still until she comes back. Let's go. See, she's pulling a little right there. Basically, when I start to feel tension in my arm, I stop. By the way, the whining that Naga was doing, he does that when he is excited or overstimulated. We're working on it, but it is still, you know, a work in progress right now. And see, they're used to this, so they're going to stop when I stop. Good. Yeah. Good boy. Good girl. Come on. You're going to get tangled. See, she's looking at things, but she's not barking at them. See how I just stop? I just stop. Now, if I had a single dog here, and I was really trying to work on this, I might also be doing some directional changes when she pulls. Obviously, I don't want to do that with two dogs because that's just going to cause a lot of getting tangled. Yes. Good. Good girl. Good boy. All right. Now, when you first start this, you may only be able to walk a foot or two before you have to stop again. It may take you an hour to go 50 feet, but that's okay. That's what you have to do. You have to have that patience in the early stages. And as you can see, my dogs, I mean, they're 1.5 years old, about, and we're still working on this. Don't expect your dog to have this figured out when they're 4 months old, because it's not going to happen. Let's go. By the way, there are people playing Frisbee over there, and that is what they're excited about. I'm not going to get mad at them, because, I mean, come on, they're Frisbees. Frisbees are something they're used to catching and throwing. But I'm not going to let them do it either. We're going to stop until they get over it. Here. See, she was getting a little over interested there, so I redirected her. Good girl. Noggle. Noggle. Hey. Good boy. No bark. See, just gave her that little bit of no bark cue. I don't mind her barking one time. Barking one time is not rude or obnoxious. By the way, there's kids back there that they want to go play with, so that's what that's about. But I do want her to understand that when I tell you to stop, you stop. No bark. So we're going to let these kids pass. Spiral, Noggle, sit. 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 Good. Nope, you're not going to go jump on those kiddos. See, this is excitement. Good girl. Yes. Spiral, don't jumps. No jumps.
Oh, sweet babies. Full energy.
They're sweet. They just want to jump sometimes with the little kids. Good girl. Good girl. That was good. Yeah. So don't confuse excitement with reactivity or aggression. Spiral barked at these folks, but it wasn't because she was being aggressive or reactive. She was barking because she was excited. They like children. They think kids are great. And so they bark when they see them because they want to go play. I'm still not going to let her do it, but I'm not going to confuse it for being something it isn't. She wasn't going to try to do anything aggressive to those children. She's just excited. She wants to go play with them. A lot of times just waiting them out, which is really hard to leave it. Probably another dog is peed there. It is really helpful. Now, if they were truly doing something ignorant, where they were, go girl, go potties, where they were aggressively barking or reactively barking to something, I would correct that behavior in a stronger way. But that's not what this is. This is just excitement and wanting to see what's going on. Let's go, guys. Good boy, good girl. Yeah. You know, I'm giving her a verbal cue because she's pulling pretty hard right now. Leave it. Yes. Yes, good boy, good girl. That was good. Unfortunately, trying to handle the phone and train 2 dogs is not as easy as I'd like it to be, but we're going to try. Come here, sit. We got hot dog, so we got really good stuff here. All right, let's go. There, good boy, good girl. Pulling a little now. Get back over here. I'm going to redirect him. Get him back over to my side. Okay, good boy, good girl. See, this is tedious. This is a lot of starting and stopping. This is why people don't want to do it, because it's not fun. It's not fun to just start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. But it really does help your dogs to settle. Notice I'm not worrying about them being to the left, to the right, behind me, because we're not working on heeling right now. We are working on just being polite and going on a friendly, loose leash walk. Heeling is great, okay? I do competitive obedience. Heeling is really important. But dogs need to be dogs too. They need to go smell stuff and sniff stuff and explore things. You can't always expect them just to stay right at your side staring up at you for an hour-long walk. That's not fun. And see, I let them sniff stuff for a second, but now I'm ready to go. Let's go. Yes. Good boy, good girl. No pull. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Good girl. Good girl, Spyro. There's a little tension in the leash here, but he's not pulling my arm out of socket yet. Well, there he did, a little bit. Okay. A lot of times trainers don't show things in real time. They just show you snippets or edited bits, and so you don't really get to see just exactly how tedious this stuff is. She's looking at stuff over there. There's nothing that interesting, so she's just looking around. Hey, come on, guys. Get back. Let's go. Uh-huh. Where are you supposed to be? Over here. Oh, that's where you're supposed to be. Okay. See, it's just patience. It's just patience, guys. It's being willing to do the same correction over and over and over and over again. And people want to, you know, they want to be able to take their dogs out and be able to walk 50 feet with them the first time. And that's just not how it works. I mean, these dogs are a year and a half old. They've been showed and trialed extensively. They have very good competitive obedience, and they still get out here in a natural environment and they get excited. They want to look at things. They want to, you know, smell things. They want to bark at things. You know, our dogs are not grown when they're a year old. Okay, that is the biggest lie anyone ever told you. Leave it. Good. These are still puppies. They're puppies till they're like 3, y'all. I mean, it takes them a long time to mature. They may be done growing, which they're probably not even totally done growing at this point. But they're definitely not mature yet. They're still learning stuff. They're still babies. See, I mean, they've got some tension in the leash here, but, you know, they're not being rude. They're not yanking me down the drive or the sidewalk here. They're just having a good time. I think they're getting a little too far ahead. I just stop. Now, like I said, if this was really obnoxious behavior, if they were just really, really pulling me, I would issue a much stronger correction than what you're seeing here, and I would snap the leash and turn to go the other way, but they're not doing that. If you've got an adult dog that has never had any of this foundation work done, you may have to do some of that. You may have to do some leash pops and direction changes and things like that. Mine, you know, we've been working on this for a long time. They're a little further ahead than I want them to be. Now go. Back over here, please. Thank you. Yeah. Dogs read tone of voice really, really well. That's why when I give commands, you'll notice my tone is a lot different than it is when I'm rewarding them. And, you know, they don't speak English. They pick out certain words that we've taught them, but they don't really understand a lot of our jibber jabber. What they do understand is tone. You know, dogs, when they correct each other, they use deep, deep tones. And so they know that when you use a deep tone, there's something going on there, you know. I mean, it does generalize to some extent that deep tone means, oh, wait, you know, this person's not happy with me. Try not to wrap that around her tail, please. Thank you. Isn't that good? No, we've been going on a little bit here, and this video is getting a little bit long, but I at least want to get up here to where the playground is so we can work through that behavior. Like, obviously, they get very excited when they see children. And I would rather they didn't bark at the kids, because even though they don't mean anything by it, the children find it scary. And if they have parents who are not dog savvy, those parents may also find it a little scary. I know they don't mean anything by it. Good. Good. Yeah. We're having a good time, aren't we, Spyro? What's over there? I don't mind if they wander around. I don't mind if they cross the path. You know, this is about giving them a chance to go out and do something. Leave it. Sorry, I know this video is going to have a lot of shaky cam. Hopefully no one gets dizzy. It's like watching a bad found footage movie, huh? Yes, I haven't even really had to use my electronic sound device. They've been so good, but that may change when we get up here. Good. Good boy, good girl. Yeah. Look at that. Aren't y'all doing so good? They're checking in with me. That's good. When your dog looks back up at you and they check in with you, that's a good thing. There we go. All right, I'm gonna pause just a minute to get a little bit closer to this playground. There's no distractions here. They're doing pretty well. Be back. All right, guys. Sorry, I actually stopped for a little while. As we made it closer to the playground, I actually saw somebody I know. We got to talking, so you didn't miss anything super interesting. They were a little bit excited to meet new people. I made them sit down to greet the new people, and because they were kind of excited, I got down on the ground with them. Come on, Spy. Sometimes if you get down on the ground with them while they're meeting new people, you can really put your hand on their collar and really enforce them, keeping their feet on the ground and being polite. And this is a good minute to talk about the idea that dogs don't generalize information. So just because a dog understands something in one setting doesn't mean they understand it in every setting. So, for example, hey, you guys are getting a little bit out there. Come here. Both of these dogs do rally in obedience. And in obedience, the judge approaches them and they have to sit politely while the judge comes over and examines them. And they both know better than to jump up on the judge. You know, they've never jumped up on a judge. But when they meet a person in the park, they want to jump up on them. So this is different. This is not, we're not in a show ring. We're not in that mindset that they would be. Come on, guys, leave it. If they were showing, you know, so just because they know how to do that in that environment doesn't mean they know how to do it out here in the grass with kids running around and hollering and squirrels running around. And, you know, it's not the same. Hey, see if they're getting a little bit ahead of me now. Come on, guys, let's go. It's all different for them. You know, I know a lot of people with really highly titled obedience dogs whose dogs are absolute nut bars away from the competition ring, including mine. Mine are a little special too. So, but we've been doing the same stop and start for you know, technique that we were doing earlier, and you can see, you know, it's starting to get them to calm down a little bit. Of course, they're getting a little bit tired too. You know, we've been walking for about 25 minutes now. Now they're starting to settle. They're not, you know, they're staying in front of me, but that's okay. I mean, they're tied together. It'd be kind of hard for them to both be at my side. No bark. Spyro. No. No. Good girl. There's a bicycle coming. We're gonna move over. Spyro. Touch. Touch. No bark. Yes, good. See, she gave one bark a couple different times, but each time, you know, she stopped when I told her to, and that's good. You know, they're not robots. They're gonna bark when they see things. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know, if she sees somebody that I don't see, I kind of want her to bark. You know, I want her to tell me, hey, there's somebody over there. You know, what if we're out hiking and there's someone hiding in the bushes and they are, you know, a bad person, you know? But what I don't want is for her to bark incessantly after we've talked about it. So, you know, if I tell her, okay, quiet, you know, I need her to respect that, you know, I've heard you, I understand, and I'm telling you that it's fine. If you keep barking, you know, now you're disrespecting my leadership, so to speak, because you're saying, oh, I don't trust you to know what's going on. I don't think you know. Wait a minute, guys. It's not this collar here, y'all. It's trying to come undone. Come here. Come here. There we go. There we go. Sorry, Spy. I didn't mean to hit you in the head with the remote. All right. Down we go. Has Spyro ever even seen somebody on a bicycle? I don't know. There's nobody on bicycles at the farm. So, I said, we don't really... I've taken her out here to this park gosh, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times in her whole life. You know, I don't usually have time on the weekends to actually put the dogs in a car and drive to a park. We have gone hiking a couple of times. Nago's never been hiking, but she has. So I don't know that she ever saw a bike before. So that was not bad. I think y'all are starting to get the idea here of how I handle this. You know, I'm not upset with them, you know, when they pull. Now, like I said, if she were to act really silly or just be barking and just pulling and lunging, then yeah, I would leash pop her and turn and go the other way, and I wouldn't allow that behavior. But she's not doing any of that. She's done it in the past. We've had that conversation, but I think that she has worked through that. We haven't had to do it very often. Coming up on another playground area here, so they're seeing stuff again. All those kiddos, guys, look at that. Look at all them kiddos. You know, I'm so glad my dogs like kids. It's so always so amazing to me that they just inherently like them like that. What's over there? Come on. Let's go. Not running behind me. Thank you. Spiral, no bark. Oh, girl. See, there's another dog here. No! 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 Sit! Yes, good, yeah! Now go. Sit. Good. Hey, hey. Now go. Sit. Okay, see, now they had their little moment, you see. I didn't allow all that BS. Come here. Now go. Hey. Sit. Yeah. What I'm not going to do is go, oh my gosh, he was reactive to another dog. You know, he must have been frightened. He's not frightened. He's being a butthead. He's being a butthead. Now go. Sit. He's being a butthead, and I'm not going to let it happen. There you go. Now I'm rewarding them because they're not being buttheads. Good. That was good. Okay. You guys have your moment? Okay, let's go. There you go. Nago is worse about reacting to other dogs than Spyro is. Probably because he is an intact male. But, you know, we're talking about generalizing. Again, these dogs are at shows all the time. You know, he walks through rooms with hundreds of other intact males. And that's fine. But this is different because, you know, it's a different environment. It's just this one random dog on the side of the trail, and he doesn't know what to think about that. And you notice how the subsonic device really helped to break his fixation, you know, and it didn't cause him any pain. Now, I did yank him up on his leash pretty hard because, you know, he was kind of being a butthead there. And that's the thing, you know, I'm not saying that you should be mean to your dog. I'm not saying you should abuse your dog. But you can't baby them through bad behavior either. And I see a lot of R+ people who are basically doing just that. Like, oh no, you know, he's not being bad. He just doesn't understand. You know, we see this with children too. My child's not bad. My child's just, you know, he just doesn't understand. No, your kid's being a butthead. And sometimes they just need to be told, hey, stop doing that. Knock it off. It's not okay. Balance training is 90% positive reinforcement and 10% knock that crap off, guys. It's not okay. So there you go. I'm gonna walk past these frisbee people. Okay. I know, I see. Those are not your frisbees. You have your own frisbees at home. Come on. Good. Good. I mean, they pulled a little through that distraction, but, you know, again, what do you expect? I mean, she's not used to seeing people throw frisbees that she's not allowed to go after. It could have been a lot worse. Sometimes you do have to meet them at their level, you know. You're pulling me a little bit here, more than I like. So you notice the only time I've really gotten after these guys has been when they went to barking at that other dog. You know, everything else has just been, okay guys, that's not okay. Let's reset and try this again. But you have to have these limits where you're like, hey, I'm just flat out not going to put up with that. That was not okay. That's not allowable. And that's how I feel about them, you know, losing their mind at another dog like that. I'm just flat out not going to allow it. If that means I yanked you off your feet with the leash, okay, I'm okay with that. They ain't got no broken bones. They're fine. We've passed lots of people here, but they've been, you know, pretty good about ignoring. Oh, what's in the leaves? What's in the leaves? What's in the leaves? Okay. All right, let's go. Come on. Let's go. Leave it. Yes. See, now they're kind of getting pulley again. You're just going to be patient. Come on. What was that? Is there another dog over there? Okay, good job. Good job. Come on. Good. You notice they're not really paying any other attention to the other dog that you can hear in the background now. Now go, come on now. You're in front of me. Come on, let's go. Alright guys, this video has gone on like 30 minutes now, so y'all are probably getting bored just watching me walk my dogs. But I hope that has helped. As I always warn people, I am not a professional trainer. I'm just a pet person, just a sports person. So take anything I say with a grain of salt. I'm only telling you what has worked for me and dogs I've worked with. So good luck to everyone, and feel free to send me a message if you need help. Alright guys, we're coming up on another dog here. So we want to see what they do with the other dog. Because Nago especially will sometimes bark at other dogs. Here's the other dog. Good boy, Nago. Good boy. Ah, ah, ah. Nope. Nope, I'm just going to turn and go the other way. Hush. Good. Hush. Good. Good boy. Let's go. No. No bark. Good. Good boy. Yeah. What a good reaction that was. What a good reaction that was. Yeah. Now, you saw from that little piece right there how much better he did with that dog than he did the last one. And he was much closer to that dog than the last one. The last one wasn't anywhere near us. So that just shows you that people who claim that corrections don't work, yes they do. He knows that the last time he acted a fool about another dog, first he had to deal with the supersonic tone, and you know, he was made to sit down and he got a couple of leash pops out of it, and now he's like, oh, okay, well maybe I'll just whine a little bit. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good. Yeah, see? Yep, you're good. That's you? Yeah, that's what I said. Why is your ear all funky, buddy? Come here, let me fix your funky ear. Let me fix your funky ear. There you go. Much better. Sorry guys, I just had to add that back in. We were supposed to be done with the video, and I saw that other dog. I wanted to see how he would do, and I felt the need to come back and show that to you. Okay, we're gone for real this time. Bye.